it looks like defeat. But wait, just when the mud thinks it's won, the real show begins. These tractor operators aren't just drivers. They're artists of recovery. Get ready for the most intense, jaw-dropping recoveries you'll ever witness. Kicking off today's muddy, messy journey is the John Deere 1100, forging its way through a harsh trail in the middle of a timber harvest. Things aren't going as smoothly as expected. The trailer, loaded with massive logs, has sunk into the mud, holding this beast firmly in place. Even with its 6-cylinder turbocharged PowerTech diesel engine producing 140 horsepower and massive anti-slip tracks, it still writhers and struggles to break free from the gripping mud. They decide to unload the logs to reduce the weight. A wise decision, perhaps. Once freed of its heavy burden, it transforms into a powerful beast. The engine roars, torque at full peak, tearing through the wretched mud and charging forward. Nothing can stop it from returning to its fierce harvesting mission. The thick, sinking mud is no match for its forceful drive, as if declaring it will never bow down. Magnificent, the Ural charges down like a raging bull, slicing through a deep, muddy pool. But in the blink of an eye, it becomes a helpless prey, trapped and held tight by the mud's relentless grip. It thrashes in despair, the sound echoing through the forest like a wild beast fighting nature itself. But in the end, it can't prevail and reluctantly retreats. The giant bull K701 is plowing through thick snow, but unfortunately it gets stuck in a mud pit, thrashing like a wild animal in captivity. Teammates arrive for rescue, yet even they can't free this beast. with its sheer stubbornness and a YAMZ V12, 12 diesel engine generating 300 horsepower, the giant finally bursts free in spectacular fashion. Now for a face-off between two of our titans, the John Deere 8345R and the Tatra 8013. The Tatra is powerful, but it can't topple the green giant. Overwhelming victory for John Deere. Just a small misstep could tip this log-loaded Kama C4 310 over at any moment. One side of the wheels has sunk deep into the mud, a grueling challenge. Astonishingly, with its powerful engine, it gradually shreds through the dirt, breaking the chains of stubborn mud. We now join the muddy timber hull of the Valtra T144. But right from the start, it falls into a treacherous mud trap. It struggles with all its might, but the clinging mud holds on like glue. After several fierce attempts, they change direction, hoping to escape. A glimmer of hope appears, but no, the thick, cold mud tightens its grip once again. The mighty Ural, like a true soldier, hauls a mountain of logs through a swamp that seems eager to swallow it whole. Clearing the swamp, the biggest challenge now is the slippery slope ahead. Logs shift backward, putting all the weight on the rear, causing the massive machine to lift its front as it strains upward. With the driver's skill and experience, the bull inches forward, to the astonishment of onlookers. Harvesting in soft, deep mud is a nightmare for tractors, and this Ursus is no exception. It's trapped while towing two heavily loaded trailers. Despite pulling with all its might and changing direction, nothing works. The two trailers remain stuck. Then, the king of harvesters, a massive New Holland, arrives like a savior. Without hesitation, it unleashes tremendous power, pulling both trailers out of the mud as if it were child's play. This New Holland TD95D is stuck in thick mud that's nearly swallowing it whole, leaving it immobile. The giant grasshopper, the Deutz Fair Agritron, pulls hard, snapping the tow rope. Once again, the rope snaps under the weight and force. They should use a steel cable for better strength. Thankfully, the third pull doesn't snap the rope, and the stubborn mud finally yields to their persistence. Leaving behind the muddy fields, we now face an equally treacherous forest trail.
Spread that weight out, but I don't know, we might have to pull it.
The tractor roars with determination, straining to drag the iron horse, loaded with tons of logs, through the brutal terrain. But all effort seems in vain. The wheels just spin in place without moving an inch.
Have them keep wiggling it, Scotty. That rock out of there, that'll make a big...
By removing one fully loaded trailer, the burden lightens, allowing the truck to be pulled away with ease.
Well, we just got the truck out, and you're gonna ask, John, why? Been able to fix it, but I think we gotta get that out of there first. Could be part of our problem, because that's a big old rock right there.
The remaining load is left to the tractor. The truck returns to its grueling transport mission.
But now we gotta get a chip van out of there. Smack that pin's not down all the way.
Time for a bit of fun. Here's a showdown between two power monsters, the T150K and the Fendt. Engines roar, the two machines wrestle for dominance, but Fendt wins convincingly. Deep in the forest, engines growl as colossal logs are dragged like trophies. This is the Caterpillar D7G, the logging beast. Though it struggles, the beast stubbornly hauls multi-ton logs thanks to its strong winch and powerful engine. Glory never comes without a fight. Ever seen a beast caught in a trap? This is the Raw Steger 250, a six-cylinder 250 horsepower diesel veteran of harsh terrains. But today, before the merciless trap of the mud, it roars helplessly as its wheels sink deeper, with no escape. With powerful assistance from its companion, it escapes the mud's cunning jaws.
Стой, 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 стой.
The ground breaks apart, sinking deeper and deeper. The truck is trapped in place by the massive logs it carries. Even the tractor beast strains with all its strength, but the truck stubbornly refuses to move. Unloading all the logs saves the truck from nature's challenge. On slippery, muddy slopes, the transport beast strains to climb with a huge log. Wheels spin wildly, mud flying everywhere, but it stops short, unable to advance. The The wheels begin to roll slowly, inch by inch, full of determination. With two powerful bulldozers, one pulling from the front, the other pushing from behind, the machine gradually conquers the steep slope. Engines roar thunderously as they drag the truck forward, each step heavy and labored. Seeing the thick mud ahead sends shivers down my spine. This is truly an unforgiving road. The Steel Warrior gazes 66 claws at every centimeter, giving its all to conquer a steep hill with a mountain of firewood on its back. The engine bellows mightily, but the slippery road stubbornly holds it in place. It backs up for another run, torque at maximum, avoiding the same ruts. But it only manages halfway up before the spinning wheels halt its climb. Not wanting to roll back for a running start, it chose to face the challenge head-on. With an unyielding spirit, it conquered this brutal slope in spectacular fashion. Leaving behind the muddy road, we moved into the rescue of a timber hauler in the biting cold. The thick snow made the surface slick. The wheels spun furiously, but it kept straining for a way out. It seemed like the rescue had succeeded. But no, it stayed stuck, unable to move. The engine roared fiercely, torque pushed to the limit, but no miracle happened. The TDT-55 pulled with all its strength, yet was still dragged backward. Even its powerful winch couldn't overcome the weight and terrain. It looked like this Mercedes-Benz was stuck in the sticky mud, but no, it had only stopped to pull massive logs closer. Through deep, slimy mud, it pressed on as if nothing could stop it, even while hauling timber. The Praga V3S plunged into the deadly swamp with raw power, like a giant bathing in a pond. But now it was thrashing to break free from the dreadful bog. The engine roared under the cheers of the crowd. Equipped with a straight 6 diesel engine producing about 98 horsepower, the Praga V3S still had to grind back and forth. After a fierce fight with the swamp, it finally broke free and surged ahead. One look at its massive frame shows just how stubborn it is. Seeing the TDT-55 straining to pull a truck hauling 2 trailers loaded with timber, I knew how harsh this terrain really was. Though it struggled, it finally managed to free that iron horse from its trap. Our journey today ends with the Ural-Polar 656 monster, a true logging beast. It was stuck deep in the mud, unable to escape with tons of timber on its back. Even a beast that powerful had to surrender to the muddy trap nature had set.